The story of Atlantis has captured the imagination of people for centuries. Described by the philosopher Plato as a great and advanced civilization that existed more than 9,000 years ago, Atlantis is said to have been a prosperous, technologically advanced society that disappeared overnight in a cataclysmic event. According to Plato, Atlantis was an island located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, modern-day Gibraltar, and it was larger than Libya and Asia combined. Atlantis was said to be a highly advanced society with a powerful military, magnificent architecture, and abundant resources. However, its hubris led to its downfall, as the Atlanteans became corrupt and fell out of favor with the gods, who decided to sink the island into the ocean, erasing it from history. But is there any truth to this story? Could Atlantis have really existed, or is it simply a myth passed down through generations? While many consider Atlantis to be purely a legend, there are various pieces of evidence that suggest that the story may have been based on real events. Throughout history, many explorers, scientists, and archaeologists have searched for the lost city, trying to uncover clues that could validate Plato's account. Several locations around the world, from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, have been proposed as the possible site of Atlantis, but no definitive proof has ever been found. Despite this, some believe that Atlantis may not have been a single island but rather a network of advanced cities that were wiped out in a global catastrophe. Could the story of Atlantis be a memory of a lost civilization that existed long before the rise of known ancient cultures? The idea that Atlantis could have been destroyed by a cataclysmic event is not as far-fetched as it may seem. Geological evidence suggests that ancient civilizations were often affected by sudden and violent natural disasters such as earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. One of the most compelling theories is that Atlantis may have been destroyed by a massive volcanic eruption. For example, the eruption of Thera, modern-day Santorini, in the Aegean Sea around 1600 BCE is believed to have caused widespread devastation to the Minoan civilization, which existed in the same region. This eruption was one of the largest in recorded history and could have easily been the catalyst for the destruction of an advanced civilization. In addition to volcanic eruptions, there is also evidence of massive tsunamis that have struck coastal civilizations throughout history. These tsunamis could have been powerful enough to wipe out entire cities or even entire islands. The story of Atlantis, with its sudden and complete disappearance beneath the waves, strongly mirrors these kinds of natural disasters. Additionally, some researchers have pointed out that Plato's description of Atlantis sinking into the ocean could be an allegory for a real event, such as the flooding of a coastal region due to rising sea levels or a massive tidal wave. Could it be that Atlantis was not a mythical civilization but a real society that was ultimately wiped out by a natural disaster, one that has been distorted and mythologized over time? Over the centuries, various explorers have uncovered mysterious maps and artifacts that some believe could provide clues to the location of Atlantis. One of the most famous of these is the Piri Reis map, a 16th-century world map that depicts the coastlines of South America and Antarctica. What is striking about the map is that it shows the coast of Antarctica without any ice covering it, which would have been impossible for a map made in the 1500s. Some proponents of the Atlantis theory argue that this map is evidence that ancient civilizations had knowledge of Antarctica's coastline before it was covered in ice, possibly due to the existence of Atlantis or another advanced civilization. In addition to the Piri Reis map, there have been reports of unusual underwater discoveries in the Caribbean Sea, the Mediterranean, and off the coast of Japan. These discoveries include large stone structures, pyramids, and even perfectly carved stones that resemble buildings or roads. These underwater sites have sparked speculation that they could be remnants of the lost city of Atlantis or similar advanced civilizations that existed long before recorded history. For example, in the Bahamas, divers have reported finding what appear to be ancient megalithic structures that resemble the architecture described in Plato's account of Atlantis. Could these discoveries be the remains of an advanced civilization that was lost to history and covered by rising sea levels or submerged by an ancient catastrophe? Plato's account of Atlantis is often viewed as one of the key pieces of evidence supporting the existence of the lost civilization. However, many scholars argue that Plato's story may not be a literal history but rather an allegory meant to convey moral lessons about the dangers of pride and corruption. In his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Plato describes Atlantis as a powerful civilization that ultimately fell from grace due to its greed and desire for power. Some researchers believe that Plato's story was intended to warn future generations about the consequences of moral decline, rather than to recount an actual historical event. However, other researchers argue that Plato's account may contain kernels of truth. After all, Plato was known for his meticulous research and reliance on historical sources, so it's possible that he was recounting a real event that had been passed down to him from older generations. The question then is not whether Plato's account is based on truth, but how much of it is fact and how much is symbolic. The specific details of the story, such as the island's size, its advanced technologies and its sudden destruction, could be an exaggeration of a real event, or they could be the result of a lost history that was later mythologized. In the modern era, the search for Atlantis has taken on a new level of intrigue. Archaeologists, oceanographers, and explorers continue to search the world's oceans for signs of the lost civilization. Over the years, numerous expeditions have attempted to locate the city, with some focusing on the Mediterranean, where many ancient civilizations flourished, while others have set their sights on the Caribbean or even Antarctica. The use of modern technology such as sonar mapping, submersibles, and underwater drones has allowed researchers to explore previously unreachable areas of the ocean floor. One of the most recent discoveries that has reignited interest in the Atlantis theory is the identification of underwater ruins off the coast of the Canary Islands. These structures, which resemble megalithic stone formations, have led some to speculate that they could be the remains of Atlantis or a similarly advanced civilization. Additionally, in the waters off the coast of Japan, divers have discovered what appear to be ancient stone pyramids and structures that may predate known civilizations. These findings, combined with the Piri Reis map and other ancient records, suggest that the search for Atlantis is far from over, and that we may be closer to uncovering the truth than ever before. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Atlantis theory is the potential influence of this lost civilization on other ancient cultures. There are striking similarities between the stories of Atlantis and the legends of other ancient civilizations, particularly in their descriptions of advanced technologies, architectural wonders, and global connections. The ancient Egyptians, the Mayans, the Greeks, and even the ancient Chinese all have myths of a great civilization that existed long before their own and shared knowledge that helped them build impressive monuments and cities. Could it be that the story of Atlantis was passed down through these cultures, with each one adapting it to their own context? Some researchers argue that Atlantis was not a single civilization but a global network of advanced societies that existed at different points in history. According to this theory, the knowledge of Atlantis spread across the world, influencing the development of other ancient cultures and leaving behind traces of its existence in their myths and architectural feats. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the Nazca Lines in Peru, and the stone circles of Stonehenge all exhibit characteristics that could be linked to the knowledge and skills possessed by the Atlanteans. If Atlantis did exist, it's possible that its influence extended far beyond the island itself, leaving a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire us today. Despite the many theories and expeditions, the question remains: could Atlantis still be hiding somewhere beneath the ocean, waiting to be discovered? Some researchers believe that the key to finding Atlantis lies in the patterns of ancient geological activity. Earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions may have shifted the location of the island or even sunk it completely, leaving no trace above the surface. Others believe that the island may still be buried deep beneath the ocean floor, hidden from view but waiting to be uncovered by future technological advancements. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting this theory is the discovery of underwater structures that seem to match the descriptions given by Plato. These structures, found in various parts of the world, could be remnants of Atlantis or similar civilizations that were lost to time. As technology continues to evolve, it's possible that we may one day be able to use sonar, satellite imaging, and other advanced tools to locate the remnants of this ancient society. The search for Atlantis is far from over, and each new discovery brings us one step closer to uncovering the secrets of this lost world. Even if the physical remains of Atlantis are never found, the legacy of this mysterious civilization could still offer valuable lessons for humanity. The story of Atlantis serves as a powerful reminder of the potential consequences of hubris and overreach. According to Plato's account, the downfall of Atlantis was a result of the civilization's growing arrogance and desire for power, which led to their eventual destruction by the gods. If Atlantis did exist, its rise and fall could be a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked technological advancement and moral decay. As modern societies continue to develop increasingly advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and space exploration, the tale of Atlantis may serve as a warning to ensure that progress does not outpace our ethical responsibilities. Additionally, the idea that Atlantis was an advanced civilization that possessed knowledge and technologies far ahead of its time could inspire future generations to explore the potential for lost knowledge from ancient cultures. Could the discoveries of Atlantis help humanity unlock technologies that have been lost over time, similar to the lost arts of the Egyptians, Mayans, and other ancient societies? Whether Atlantis was a literal city or a metaphorical story, its enduring legacy is a reminder of the power of ancient wisdom and the importance of learning from both the successes and failures of the past.